I was a Boilermaker. I left school when I was 16, straight into a trade as a Boilermaker. Worked at the same workshop for about 8 years. And then I had a job working in dairy farms, putting in feed systems for cattle and that. And then I decided to come to Darwin. I didn't feel like I was helping anyone or doing anything sort of meaningful. Basically just go to work, do a whole lot of welding and fabricating and then go home. I always sort of wanted to teach, but I didn't want to do the study. And then I've got a brother with a disability, and when this role came up, it sort of ticked the fabrication side of it, which I've always enjoyed. It ticked working with people with disabilities, helping others. I remember looking at it on the internet and I read it to my wife, and my wife's like, you have to go for that job's you. So, and I felt that too, and I was just so excited when I got the phone call. And yeah, got the job, so yeah, it was really good. I'm the head supervisor in the workshop, where they started like being afraid and unsure of how to hold the nail gun to, you know, banging out, 50, 60, even more pallets a day. Like, you see their development and it's just amazing. There's so many guys here that started when I first started, and their progression throughout. Now, like looking at them, it's just amazing. Like, they've come such a long way. Each morning I have a toolbox meeting with all the boys, going over safety and focus and staying on their task. I also write up all the notes on the guys each day. If any of them have had any problems throughout the day, I write in depth about that. Yeah, so some of them are able to read a tape measure and that sort of thing. Others aren't. A lot of our work here is jig related. People in the past have put a lot of time into making jigs. If you didn't have the jig, you'd be measuring it with the tape measure, marking it and then cutting it. Whereas we try and make it as simple as possible for the guys. The whole thing with working here, you have to be patient and just go at their pace, basically. You can't rush things because it doesn't work that way. You just have to be patient and yeah, go at their pace. With the guys that are non-verbal, a lot of sort of hand gestures. They understand what you're saying, so I guess you have to sort of see it to know what I'm sort of saying, but yeah, no, it's just awesome. Each day I walk in, there's always a buzz, and I think most people that just walk through the workshop feel that buzz. The guys are just so vibrant and friendly. They don't care who you are, what you are, or anything like that. They just love to have a chat to you and always, yeah, happy and vibrant. It's really, yeah, it's one of the best things about working here. Yeah, it's awesome. Pretty much it's just common sense, understanding and patience. They are probably three main keys, I think, that you need in this job. To work in this sort of sector, you have to be able to change the way of doing things to suit the person. It's not worth doing the same thing over and over when it's not working. You have to be able to see that it's not working and change it. It just, yeah, it comes pretty naturally, which I'm pretty lucky to be. Before I got this job, I always thought that you'd have to have a lot of training and maybe all the paperwork and that sort of thing to get a job like this. Well, for this role, it was more about my personality and the interaction and that I've had in the past with people with disabilities. With the guys, once they've learned something, it's very hard for them to forget. Once they know what the task is and what they have to do, they're away. And it is really, really amazing to see. At the beginning, you have to put, time to point out everything and make sure they understand, and that comes with a lot of patience. Or you have to go at their pace and make sure they understand and that they're okay with it. Once they know what they're doing, they just go. Go and go and go. And it's really good, yeah. The most important thing, make sure the guys are safe and they're cared for, working with the machinery. I think that's a big one. The other one that I feel is important is making them feel, you know, at home and at ease, and make them laugh, make them feel good about themselves. I always like to put smiles on the guys' faces, so for me it's really nice that they are having a good time and are getting good vibes off me, I guess, because if I can make their life a little bit more happier and easier, I'm all for it.